we are back with Olivier Award winner Laura Michelle Kelly, who is currently starring in the national tour of King and I. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, I've just done 3 weeks in DC, and I've come back to New York every weekend.
You miss us.
To go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, you have been, so we talked on almost about a year ago. You and I chatted when this was announced and you were getting ready to go, and you were nervous, you were scared. You got 2 buckets, I believe you described at the time, to like put your stuff in. But now you've been on the road. You've hit, I think, close to like 20 cities already.
Yeah,
How?
I don't even know, but I'm having the best time. The first 3 months I was really like, whoa, we did a month in San Francisco, 6 weeks in LA, and one of the vividest memories I have is being locked outside of my house in Providence.
Yeah, you were telling me that your first city, right?
And that was just
so what happened?
difficult.
You just
in the middle of the night. So very first time on tour, I show up in Providence in my Airbnb that I booked. Actually don't really know where I am or where the theater is or the nearest police station, as it seems. And my dog was so unhappy in this brand new environment that at 1 a.m. he was determined to leave the house. He really wanted to go outside, so I was in my pajamas, half asleep. I go outside, the door locks behind me, slams shut. I'm in just my pajamas, no phone, no keys, and a dog with just his leash, barefoot.
And it's winter.
It's in the middle of winter, and that was a moment when I was like, why did I do this?
Way to kick off my touring life I'm now.
I was locked outside for 2 hours, and then this beautiful man, Noah, got off his shift at the Eagle at the Providence. Hi, Noah. You hear about this. Noah,
our hero,
saved
Noah.
my life. He saved my life. I didn't get hypothermia.
Well,
so that was the beginning of
that's
the
how
ride.
you kicked it all off.
Then
yeah.
we opened in Providence, and
And this was your first, I mean, you had friends and colleagues telling you like what touring life was like, but this was your first just immersion in touring like this, right?
It was going to be uncomfortable because you don't have your same routine and your same thing.
Sure.
But I kind of wanted that challenge. But most of all, I did choose to do this job because I wanted so badly to work with Bartlett Shear, and I made the right decision. He was incredible to work with. And Jose Lana, obviously,
who's wonderful,
a legend, and he's killing it in DC, which is his hometown right now. And he's got 50, 60 people every night coming to see him,
coming to support him.
But he always does. He always has so many people coming to see the show just for him, and I get to meet them after.
Right.
But we're having a great time. The cast is brilliant. Everyone's so resilient. It changes your character being on tour.
Yeah.
Not only do you get to see a brand new environment, which can be difficult, but you get to see the beauty of each city.
Right. And you become just a family with these people, right? Like you genuinely, you were saying you love these people that you work with. Love them enough to you're going to stick around for a while, and you're gonna keep going, which is.
This day, I was like, you know what? Give me 6 months, I'll be okay. I think that's going to be fine. And I always fall in love with everybody. I did the same with Finding Neverland. I did the same with Mary Poppins. I just fell in love with everybody.
Yeah.
You don't want to really leave that daily, those conversations like, what did you do today? What are you doing tomorrow? Like the same things, and you get to really involve yourself in people's lives, and I love that. Not to mention watching these kids grow up.
Right, yeah.
Which is kind of one of the reasons I stood at Finding Neverland so long too. You see these little kids grow into humans, and I just love being around them.
And there's something I think just so wonderful to when you're on a touring show, you get to meet fans of yours and people that love this all across the country.
We've had so many people come.
What is the difference between fans that you meet when you're on a tour and the fans that come to like the stage door when you're on Broadway? What have you?
They're still as hardcore on Broadway.
Yeah.
From Broadway, I've had one girl has come to see 9 cities, which I thought was out of 20. I don't know how many.
It's about 20, yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, that's dedicated.
We've had some people go, but they're using it as an excuse to tour the nation too.
Right,
so
no, as you,
why not?
yeah, no, totally. Has there been a city or that you've been to that just really took you by surprise, blew you away, that you fell in love with?
I fell in love in Seattle. I
really? Okay.
My life in Seattle.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I've said it on Broadway.com.
that's right.
Sean.
And
it's the best thing ever. And I met him in Seattle. I was day one. I got there, and we've FaceTimed 8 times a day since.
Wow. So a Broadway touring love story.
So in love with him. So Seattle is definitely my first favorite city after.
Right.
LA, New York, New Orleans. New Orleans is my home.
I mean, New Orleans is.
And I shall be performing there
Yeah.
November the 12th, I believe, for a week. And
Right.
I'm so pumped that my family can see me in their own home city.
No, New Orleans is amazing.
Yeah, my
I
dad
love.
moved to, just in case anyone didn't know, my dad moved to New Orleans when he met my beautiful stepmom on a dating website 10, 11 years ago, and then moved to New Orleans, and then all of us migrated. So New Orleans is my home.
And where do you, what cities are you looking forward to the most coming to?
Orlando. I am obsessed
Have you,
with
you've been to
Disney
Orlando,
World.
right? Okay, yeah.
This year, we seem to have gone through it quite often, and you know, we had a few layoff weeks here or there, and I've ended up in Disney World quite a lot this year.
You
get
like
so,
it?
Guys, the reason to go on tour is
You get to go
so
to
much
Disney
more
World.
holidays. So yeah, I'm having a great time.
Fantastic.
We're going to be in Orlando. We do Greenville after these 2 weeks.
Yep.
Then we have a 2 weeks off. I'm going to London, see my family, and then
Wait,
Orlando, Memphis, Atlanta. I'm excited
Right.
about all these cities.
And it's you the dress, obviously we have to ask about the dress. You've
CrossFit
now
in a
so
dress.
so you've now this dress weighs what 45
45
pounds is what, and
I
have
no
you
idea
are you
it's
just
gonna be
totally
such a buff. I
ju-
am now buff.
from what you wearing
I
this
realised
dress?
I gained 10 pounds. I'm like, why am I gaining so much weight? It's CrossFit. It's the dress. It's giving me all these muscles.
Yeah.
And literally, Jose is swinging me around like a pro, and that he makes it look so easy. But I've got probably 25 pounds in my left hand of material, and we're swinging around each other. We go in and out of all these pillars. It's been intense physically, but I'm loving it.
And
I'm having
you,
a great time.
I know you were a big coffee snob, and you were. So was Seattle? Did Seattle live up to the hype of coffee?
I've learned how to weigh and get my coffee delivered and make it on the go. I used to go out, you know, I would go all the way from Upper East Side all the way down to the Ace Hotel to get my Stumptown coffee, and now I have it with me everywhere I go. So,
You know what?
Gotta keep your home comforts on the road.
Exactly,
But I am living
exactly.
out of one carry-on now. I am
Really?
over luggage.
Because I was gonna, you were nervous about how much space you were originally given, like having the 2 buckets, but
Yeah,
now
I mean,
you've got it down to a
I
science
have
now
like
that you.
3 bags and 2 trunks. We're allowed trunks.
Okay.
On the road. But now I just don't care. I'll buy some cheap top there, and then I leave things behind, or I donate them to people.
Mm-hmm.
We're
What are you
in
what are you
Washington,
what are you
DC.
donating? What are you giving away?
Well, in
What is-
DC right now, I've got delivered. I've got a whale that we've stuffed. It's like
Okay.
the size of this table.
Wow.
And I buy things for the city, and like again, then I'm gonna know who I'm gonna give them to when I leave.
Gotcha.
So I bought like these trees.
Just see, Laura Michelle Kelly spreading gifts across the country.
And
That
I think we're going to do a vlog soon, right?
I'm-
Soon we're going to do a vlog. Everyone's been asking me, Laura,
Keep
do
an eye
another vlog
out.
like I did with Find Neverland. So we're going to do one really soon, and they will see the adventure there.
yeah,
is
I can't
our
wait. It's
tour
fantastic.
life. I'm getting a forest inside my quick change booth.
You have some fans reaching out to you. David wants you to know that you were glorious in Neverland. Loved you in
Oh,
Neverland.
thank you.
And let's see what we
I want
have.
to apologize to fans because I told them I would do tea time in the teepee. I bought this teepee,
Mm.
and I told people on Instagram I was going to do all your questions, and everybody wrote in all these questions. I had every intention of doing it, and then we just went to a new city and a new city, and I couldn't quite get away.
Well, you'll
but
have to
I am doing that soon. everybody.
be on the lookout.
I've promised again.
Billy would like to know, what is your dream role?
Oh,
It's a big
I would really like to
question.
do another
That's-
movie. It's so
Mm.
funny. Everyone in the cast cottoned on that I did this quirky comedy that in Australia called Goddess, and they've all bought it, and they all are watching it, and they keep giving me quotes from Goddess the movie because now it's on iTunes or something. So I would really like to do another movie.
Gotcha.
You know, I've always wanted to do Evita.
Really? Okay.
Always. Maybe we could do a concert version of Evita.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
love to do that.
I'd love to hear you
work.
sing those. Yeah.
And I've always loved watching that show too. It's really difficult.
Mm. You've done, well, speaking of, you've done all sorts of crazy, difficult things on stage. You flew as Mary Poppins. Someone would like to know, how did you like flying?
I love it. I am such an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
And if I can't do a show, I probably would do something vaguely wild. You know, I'm obsessed
Are you like a
right now.
daredevil? Do you want to like jump out of planes and bungee jump and all of that crazy?
I
I want no interest in those things.
But I think for a while, like I was playing super safe, and I was actually a long time ago. I was a little bit depressed, and I think when you finally get out of that, on the other side of it, suddenly you just want to live life to the very fullest. And I think that's part of why I love like pushing myself and like. You just want to live it to the fullest. You're not satisfied anymore with just sitting still.
Well, that's the whole reason you wanted to take on being part of a tour, right? Try something new, push yourself somewhere you hadn't been before.
And I was definitely uncomfortable outside.
Right. What's the first thing you realized? Did you like forget something, or did you like what was the first like having to adjust to be like, oh, this is my life now? Like
new city, not knowing where the shop is, and Pittsburgh.
Just being lost.
Pittsburgh had no technology. Sorry, Pittsburgh.
That's Pittsburgh.
They have the best doctors in the nation, however.
Right,
they have
just no technology.
But no delivery service for your food. Like,
really? Like no seamless or anything?
It's hard when you're in the middle of a city, and you don't always have a car, and where do I go for grocery shopping? And it's a little scary outside when you arrive, like, San Francisco is scary. It was frightening. I'm sorry everyone who lives there, but I walked in and this homeless man took his dirty pants off, like jeans off, soiled, threw them at me in the street when I was walking with my dog. Everywhere you go, there was homeless people with their dogs off leash. I was frightened. I mean,
you need like a Secret Service crew
part,
too.
Honestly. I was living in I accidentally went to the wrong part, but it's not all like that. Obviously. Right. I then
Seattle's also a beautiful city, Seattle and San Francisco,
the Japanese
and
garden was amazing. I love Japanese gardens.
Carolyn would like you to know you've been such an inspiration to her. Mary Poppins is a dream role. She thinks you're perfect in every way.
I'd like to play that again.
Yeah?
I don't think I'm done. I would really like when they bring it back for the revival and I'm not too old. That would be. I would like to
give Mary Poppins another spin. You've been touring obviously, but have you had a chance to see anything that you've loved recently? Anything
I've seen so many things. Philadelphia has incredible museums. I really enjoyed that. Eno State Park in Durham. Durham was one of my favorite cities. I was so surprised. I've heard
this a lot about Durham.
We were only there a week, and I went to the most magical place, Seattle, Lake Dorothy. I don't know if anyone's been to Lake Dorothy.
No.
Unbelievable. I've never seen. It's like a 2-hour hike. Sean took me. It's a 2-hour hike, and then all of a sudden you're in this pristine lake surrounded by all these trees, and you could do another 2-hour walk and find yourself at another beautiful lake. Like we didn't get that far. Right. We camped out. It was so wonderful. I've seen so many beautiful things in America, and I'm really, really glad that I've ended up on this tour, because I would not have gone to some of these cities.
Right.
So who knows what's next?
Right.
I want to go panning for diamonds in, I think which city is that in?
Panning for diamonds.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll remember. No, I won't tell you, because then you'll pan for diamonds too.
And believe me, I'm not going out panning for any diamonds.
There's one city that you can pan for diamonds.
That's fantastic. That's crazy. I didn't know you could still do that. And what? So you're taking a little bit of a break.
I'm taking 4 weeks off. I'm not really taking a break though. I am staying on at the show. Yes.
Oh, and what are you gonna do?
And then for 4 weeks, I'm actually gonna work on another new show.
Really?
Yeah.
What's this? Can you tell us anything about this new show?
Well, it's with this beautiful girl, Sammy Cannell, who I did Ragtime with on Ellis Island last year.
Right.
Last year. We were supposed to do it this year, but we're now maneuvering it to next year. And now the space that we would have been doing it here, we're now doing a new show instead.
And what's the what's the new show about?
Yet to be determined.
Yet to be determined. Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's coming.
All right.
We're excited. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but I know it's time to do another one.
Right. And you, what are you hoping that when you take King and I around, what are you hoping to do with fans out in these cities besides doing this vlog?
I'm happy about that though.
Yeah.
The vlog's really exciting. I'm happy to. Do you know what? I have to also send another apology. Social media has been incredibly hard since I've become traumatized. I'm very traumatized by Trump. So I avoid social media.
It's hard.
Way more. I think a lot of people out there are traumatized. And we have to get back onto social media.
Right.
I'm telling myself right now.
Well, and that's one of the...
promote what's good in the world. But it's hard when you keep getting bombarded by a lot of pain and the best thing you can do is, but it's been hard. But I've been working through this.
And it's one of the things that you said that playing the role of Anna has sort of like taught you, right? About how we all need to sort of support one another and be there and learned how to communicate with each other.
Jose is an incredible person to be like debating on stage with every night. He basically represents anybody, and I do to him, anybody who you don't really get at all. And you try and find a way to bridge the gap somehow. And really, I find the only thing that you can do in the face of, pending doom, the only thing you can do in the face of hatred in any way, or division, is to come at it in the opposite spirit.
Right.
That's the only way. And as soon as you do that, you take back that fear, you take back your life. And so I bet everybody's been going through this kind of process of like, how do you even navigate a season where everybody's feeling this state of unease? But really the only thing you can do is come at it with love.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a great,
it's a cliche,
absolutely.
but it's true. Like,
no,
you
totally.
really can find connection somehow based on love, and that there's always agreement in that, even if they don't receive it.
Yeah, and this show has so many messages about that, and these. I mean, the Rodgers and Hammerstein, they knew at the time.
It's
like
quite funny
they,
too, because you have like these wars with each other about, how can you see it that way? And like the audience finds it very humorous.
Yeah. What do you do when you're on the road to decompress and take your mind? What are you listening to? What are you watching? Are you a Netflix?
Obsessed with wilderness programs. I have been since Finding Neverland. I'd go home because I guess it's a way of getting outside without going outside.
that I'm into. Yes.
And
yeah.
I've been watching Alone, this TV show called Alone.
I've not heard of this.
It's where a single person is in the middle of the wilderness, probably like Vancouver Island.
Okay.
And they have to survive in the worst possible weather, in the worst possible conditions, raining every day, and they have to build their own shelter, and they have to catch their own food. So if I watch these people, I know my life's not so bad.
You're like, oh, I'm fine.
Here. Like I'm like, but I absolutely am obsessed with this program, and I just discovered The Fringe. How could I? Fringe, sorry, not The Fringe. Fringe. I watched 4 seasons in 3 weeks.
Really? Well, I mean, you have some time. You have some time on the road.
Sleep. I was obsessed. I really love science fiction.
And how is the dog Hoover? How is he?
He's good
He's
now.
Adjusting to.
Well, actually, this is one time this happened. Normally, and sometimes I don't get to talk to fans for very long at the stage door because I'm racing back to my digs to go take him for a walk and like spend time with him, and then get him settled, and then come back and do the second show. Well, this one Saturday, I normally get like a 20-minute nap in, and then I get up and then I go home and I take care of him. But I accidentally slept through, and he didn't get his walk in, and I was upset that happened. But I got home and he pooped in my one carry-on bag, and he pooped all over my clothes.
You can't upset the puppies like that. No,
his fault. That was the only time he's ever done that, and he must have been very unhappy with me. I think it was thundering too that night. So
scared, like he is. Yeah.
He pooped in my carry-on.
Well, I know I speak for many people that we appreciate that you decided to try out the touring life with the show, especially.
I love it.
We're thrilled that you're sticking with it. We can't wait to do.
Do you know who laughs the most? Charlotte.
Really?
Charlotte people know how to party. They showed up ready to laugh their loudest ever.
Gotcha.
That is so
All right.
to me.
I've been to Charlotte. It's a fun city.
I was so astounded.
It's great.
It's
well,
like, they really love their life there.
They do. It's warm. It's pretty. It's great.
But it's so funny because Seattle people, they were listening. They were like English audiences.
Well, yeah, I mean, you fell in love in Seattle. You can only get so much out of one city. Like that's not big.
But it is fascinating the personalities of each.
Yeah,
that's so different city to city.
Right, that's so cool. Well, I'm sure they all love you, and we love you. And please keep coming back and doing more with us. Thanks for joining us. And make sure you check out Laura Michelle Kelly in The King and I, and keep your eyes peeled on Broadway.com for more stuff with this fun woman. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.